Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello, everybody. Today we're interviewing Jeffery Zhu, a financial representative at Modern Woodmen of America in West Covina, California. Modern Woodmen is the nation's third largest fraternal benefit society in terms of assets. He's passionate in helping clients with their financial planning and protecting their family needs. He's currently licensed to sell insurance and annuity products. Jeffery is a graduate of the University of San Diego with a degree in finance and is a proud alumnus of Delta Tau Delta. Welcome, Jeffery, and thank you very much for being here today.
Oh, thank you very much, Eric, for having me. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to interview me.
Cool. Before we jump in, Jeffery, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and your business?
So my name is Jeffery Chu, graduate of University of San Diego, like Eric said. About my business right now, I'm only doing the life annuity side with Modern Woodmen as a financial representative. I'm working towards getting my securities license. Actually going to do that very soon. Actually, probably be able to do that in August. Outside of that, I'm really passionate about helping people take care of their family. Doing the retirement thing, because that's very important now that most people that are retiring don't really have pensions. That's a thing in the past, so it's really dependent on their own savings. So that's something I'm really passionate about as well. That's pretty much it about my business.
Good. And what led you in this business and financial planning business? Is this something you always wanted to do, or you just stumbled into it?
So I knew I couldn't sit behind a desk. I look at numbers. I realized this really after my first internship back in college. I was in charge of materials. So basically from when they came in through the door, from the nuts and bolts to when we sent out the finished product. So we actually were a like Caterpillar. We built the valves inside the Caterpillar. I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of the bulldozers. There you go.
Okay.
And I really just started looking, and when materials come in, I would put them into inventory. I would check things in, then check things out, make sure everything was accounted for. I realized how really mundane it was. It was just every day was the same thing. I got 1,000 parts, put it into inventory, shipped out 1,000 different finished valves, and I did materials acquisition too. So it wasn't something for me. I knew that was really something wasn't for me. So I got a degree in finance. So I was like, I don't know what to do with it. So actually, my regional director, Chad Foster, was at a recruiting event at USD my senior year before I was about to graduate. And, he started a little bit about the financial service business and about how it is. And Chad was great at selling the dream. So especially since he was a young guy, probably 27 at the time. And it was a few years older than me. So I was like, you know what? I can do that too. I can definitely be like him. So it really inspired me to really get into the business. And that's kind of how I got into it. I guess you can say I stumbled into it in a way, but it was definitely the best choice I could have made out of college.
Well, there you go. You mentioned that, doing the mundane type of thing was not your cup of tea. Let's talk about your personal attributes or traits or qualities that contributed the most to your current success. And did you develop these along the years, or is it something you already had?
I would say it's a combination of things for traits and attributes to contribute to my success. Definitely didn't have a lot of these things coming out of college, especially just finished college 2 years ago. And a lot of these things are definitely developed over my first year. I would say the first thing that could definitely contribute to the success is the thick skin. You'll get a lot of people who will question me because of my age and about my knowledge because, again, back to the age thing and the experience. And some people just flat out tell you no. So, with that, it comes the people part of the business, right? So you got to be able to talk to people and really care about them. One of my mentors has told me people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So I think that's a very important part about some qualities that really contribute to my success. And also, one of the things I realized was people talking about their finances. Some of them feel like it's like pulling teeth, like going to the dentist. So you got to make people feel comfortable. You got to make them feel that you really care, and then that in that state, that whatever they say is between the two of you, or if it's a couple, between the three of you. And finally, I would say the ability to talk in front of large crowds. That gives you more opportunity to speak to more people about your business, and gives you a really good opportunity to really reach and impact more people that way. So I think that was probably the last trait I would say that really contributed to my success.
Nice. Can you talk about some or give some specific examples how this helped you?
Yeah, so some of the specific examples I would say was back to the talking in front of crowds. Actually, I did a seminar on college planning for school, and it was about 20, 30 parents came to the seminar, and it wasn't even like back to school night or anything. It just really shows actually how in tune the parents are with their kids' education. But I did a college planning seminar, just a random Wednesday, about 20, 30 parents came out, and I actually picked up about 10 clients from there. So it was actually really nice. So it's a really good opportunity to really go out there and talk to people and be able to really have an opportunity to really show them exactly what you do instead of just talking to one person at a time. It'll take forever.
Nice. That's a good example. Like a lot of things in life, I mean, success is no different. There's no straight line to it. There's always some ups and downs. Can you talk to us a bit about some major adversity, trials you had to overcome, and maybe talk about how you kept going regardless of these obstacles?
Yeah, Eric. So essentially, adversity in this business is really a mental game. The major adversities are really between your two ears. As the Zooler said, your business is never good or bad out there. It's really good or bad inside between your own 2 ears. So really, it's a really mental aspect of the business where sometimes, people tell you no, or people put you off, and, you just have to keep pushing through, because I think that's the most challenging part of the business as well, because sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're wondering to yourself, man, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And then you really got to hold yourself accountable, fight through those kind of feelings. Really, because that's not something that I was used to. Previous jobs, I had supervisors that would kind of watch over me. I had, during school, you had deadlines with professors. You have projects that you must complete by a certain amount of time with your group or anything like that. But with this business, I'm not saying, my managers don't watch and help me. It's more of just really, it's on you. I have to do a lot of the work just for myself, because if I don't, no one's going to say, hey, you need to do this. You have to really fight through all that, and you got to be able to really get over the humps. And, that's, I think, will be the major adversities really is the humps in the business.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like the keeping yourself accountable. That's so important. Looking forward, what do you think, what's your vision about your business for the next, let's say, 5 years?
So my vision that I would say is to have as much assets under management as possible, of course. Getting into this business, most people get in the business for the freedom and the money, right? I would say more of the time, actually in here for the achievement. Really, my driving force is I want to prove people wrong. People say, you can't do this because, you're a certain age or you're just finished school. There's no way you can do this. I like to think of the example or analogy of I am a stone cutter. I can hit the stone 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, even 1,000,000 times, but I never know when it's going to break. When it does break, the success always comes. So that's kind of how I see the business. But definitely in the next 5 years, obviously short term right now, get licensed to do securities. That's going to happen by probably going to pass the test, and by August I'll be able to do that. And definitely one of the things I definitely was looking forward to do within the next 5 years is get a certified financial planner certificate. So next June, my goal is to start with the process of getting the certificate. So taking a 9-month course on the certificates, 10 different classes, and then by July of 2018, be able to sit for my CFP and be a CFP at 25. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And apart from getting the certificate, how do you plan to continue to market yourself?
This is probably played out. I'm sure everyone has said this. I would say networking. I'm sure this is like.
Well, you'd be surprised. Some people just say, I'm going to do some Facebook or I'm going to do some ads, but networking is so important, and you'd be surprised how many people don't actually mention this. It's incredible.
I would say it's not just networking. I would go with efficient networking. You go to networking events, you'll have that person that, there's nothing wrong with this, but it's just something that I've learned. I've actually had a mentor tell me, don't do this, because he's built 3 successful businesses. Like, don't do this. So you see the people there that would pass their business cards out to everybody and really not build any relationship at all. This business is a relationship building business. It's not, here's my business card, call me, and then we're going to do business. That's not how it works. What I would say is definitely going out there, putting your name out there as much as possible, getting in front of them as much as you can, trying your best to really get your product, your service, your name, your company in front of the people as much as you can, no matter if it's through, like, for example, like a radio interview like today, or, Facebook, LinkedIn, going to networking events, going to mixers. And then really one of my big things, because Woodman is very big on the fraternal aspect, is volunteerism. A good amount of the business come from volunteering, really just helping out, doing volunteer activities. I'm part of West Covina Kiwanis. So I do a lot of volunteer activities, talking to people, and that gives me an opportunity to talk to them about my business. So really a lot of that comes from volunteerism as well. So I would say networking and volunteerism are two biggest things that I do to continue to market myself.
Awesome. Now there are some misconceptions out there about working with an independent financial planner, right? I mean, what would be the biggest one in your opinion?
I would say the biggest myth of working as a financial representative is really not a misconception, but more of a discomfort. People want to have to like you, trust you, and believe in you before they put their money with you, right? So again, back to the sitting down talking about finances is more like it's like pulling teeth, like going to a dentist. But I would say people think that, if I sit down with them, they're just going to sell me whatever makes them the most money. No, you gotta build that trust, build that relationship. It's not just, I'm here doing a transaction. Really meeting with a financial representative doesn't necessarily mean you're doing a transaction. It's more a relationship part where you really get to know them, get to know who they are, what they're about. And that's kind of what most people don't understand. They just see that, they're there to either do a securities transaction for me, buy or sell a stock, or sell me some life insurance. No, it's not necessarily that. It's, really giving on an ongoing basis and really following up and make sure that every part of their life is taken care of, from the day they get married to buy their home, when they have their first kid, all the way up until when they retire. And you got to maintain that relationship even after they retire. Got to make sure that they have all their money last as long as they do. So kind of I would say that's the biggest misconception. Most people would believe it's just a one transaction basis, but it really isn't. It's a relationship basis.
Makes total sense. Now, hypothetically, if a family member who lives on the other side of the country was thinking about preparing their retirement, what kind of advice would you give that person?
Eric, this is a really complex question. It really depends on a lot of factors, I would say. For example, where do they live? Like, to retire here in Southern California, you may need a lot more money than someone retiring in Mississippi. Nothing against Mississippi. It's just a reality.
Maybe not in terms of the advice, in terms of what they should do specifically, but in terms of maybe how to find a good planner. What should they look for to actually start the process? Actually, that might be a better question.
Oh, okay. So if you're looking to find someone to really sit down with you, ask for referrals. See who your family members use, who your friends, your coworkers use. See who they're using as far as their representatives. And, another great tool is if you want someone with a certificate, like a certified financial planner, go on the certified financial planner website and you can find a financial planner. Outside of that, it's really just finding someone that you feel comfortable with. If you feel that this person has your best interest at heart, that really feels that, they are really there for you, then definitely go with them, because that's really, you want to find someone that you feel that you can trust them and you can like them, and you would actually, let them watch your kids, essentially. If you want to put in an analogy, if you would trust them to watch your kids, you probably would trust them to manage your money.
That's a good one. Good analogy. To wrap up, what one piece of advice would you give our listeners that are interested in getting into this line of work?
I would say definitely you must have a thick skin. You can't be afraid to talk to people. Most people think, being a financial advisor, being a financial representative is, 99% of it is dealing with finance. That's not necessarily true. I would say maybe about 5 to 10% is dealing with finance, and then the 90 to 95% is sales. You have to be able to market yourself. You have to be able to talk to people, be comfortable around people, get people to like you, trust you. And above all, you have to get people to refer you. Once they like you, trust you, that's a very key next step, is they have to get people to refer you. You have to have referability. So you have to have reliability as well. So those things really get you past your first 2 years. If you can stay in the business within the first 3 years, and you can maintain a steady income for the first 3 years, the rest of your time in this business would be so wonderful, and you won't even want to do anything else. So I would say really thick skin, be able to sell yourself, and really make it through the first 3 years. I'm still on year 2, so I still got one more year to go.
Well, there you go. I think this is a very, very wise advice. I really appreciate you taking the time. How can our listeners learn more or get in touch with you?
Oh, they can find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/jeffrey.zhu.mwa. Or you can look me up on LinkedIn at Jeffrey Chu, or you can send me an email at jeffrey.zhu@mwarep.org. And obviously you can give me a call and we can do that as well. You can find all that information actually on my LinkedIn and my Facebook pages.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jeffrey. I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing this information with us. This was extremely interesting and inspiring. So thank you once again.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to interview me. This was awesome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.